Grateful for the joy that envelopes us, the love we feel. Grateful the grace that holds us, that enables us in this gracious empowerment we celebrate. I want us to, for a brief moment, I want you to just begin to feel your breath. Just feel it. And as you're feeling it, give yourself the permission to enjoy it. So it runs through your nostrils, through your nose, the temperatures of it, sensation. I've said that we rush through life so much, we don't give ourselves the benefit of savoring the blessedness of what we call, what we have received or inherited called life. That is what I understand as doing all to the glory of God. Feel it. And even as you feel it, allow your mind to go on the most pleasurable, the most pleasant experience that you've had this week. What was it? What about it did you find pleasant? Or what about it did you find pleasurable? What emotions were attached to it? How would you define the pleasure? What would you think, or what would you say was responsible for that stimulation? Just think about it. Just allow yourself. And if need be, recreate the feeling you felt with this experience. Let's recreate it. Feel it. Does it have any attendant sounds to it? What were your senses telling you during the time of that experience? What was being revealed through you at the time? And now I want you to give thanks. Just give thanks.
Forget what you know about sustainability.
Amen. How were you on last week? Now, I was just telling someone in the course of the week that not being here, oh, I wasn't here last week, it's not good enough excuse. If you went here, that's the reason why the sessions are available on Zoom and also on YouTube. Give yourself or let yourself get into the disciplines of soaking into these. I'm not sure, has Sika joined? Okay, she's not here. Right, yeah, she told me she was going to be okay. Okay. Good to see you, Helena. Can I hear your voice? As if you're in a space you can talk.
She just left.
Okay. Maria, are you there? Marie. Okay. All right. So what were you on last week? What did you hear last week? Those of you who were here, for those of you who had the chance of going back to the videos, what did you hear last week? What did you hear? Come on, help me. What did you hear? Now drop the link if you want to share them. If you want to share it. Well, we have been talking about the last 3 weeks dealing with the subject that you hear to be more and identifying that the universe is an abundant one. And gives us more than ample evidence to suggest that our being here is about plenteousness. The intent is to wrap that up today as our custom had been for the last 2-3 years, we joined the love band in February and do some love vibration stuff. So that's what we'll be doing for the next 4 weeks. That's it. So, what do you remember from last week? Or if not from last week, from our dealing with this subject? Yeah. What has been your takeaway for the last 3 sessions, also 3-4 sessions? Mama, you want to chip in?
Sorry.
Yeah, so, but you're not paying attention.
No, Jenny was saying something to me.
Okay, so what I was saying is, you have been on love, what's it called? You're here to be more. The last 4 or 5 weeks. What's been your take?
We are here to be more.
Yeah, that's what I've been talking about, isn't it? The last 4 weeks. Or you've not been here.
Well, I'm not sure that because I wasn't present all of it. Yeah. Hi,
Now, what do
Tamara. I love your
what do you
top, the
remember?
color of your top.
Is she going to work? You're not going to work. So where are you
Wearing
driving
the same top as me. The same color.
If you're talking, we're not hearing you.
No, I'm not talking. I have to do some things before I go to work, so I'm doing some errands. Sorry.
Okay, all right. No, that's all right. That's fine. You can turn the video off if you're in transit. Yeah. Okay. Jay, if you want to come to the rescue of your mom.
You asked me a question, isn't it?
Yeah, I asked you a question, so yeah, go on.
You said we are here to be more. I'm not sure the aspect or where you took it, but yeah, I agree. We are here to be more.
So you're trying to tell me that the previous 3 sessions you've not had the benefit of listening or being part of any of them whatsoever? Is that what it is?
I haven't been able to go back.
Okay. So from your own words, when we talk about the fact that we're here to be more, what strikes you? What comes to mind?
We're here to be more in what aspect? Because is it looking at it just from what we are now or what we've been taught, what we know? And
We're looking at it in terms of what Wi-Fi is moving with.
yes.
So it's got
So it's a question,
can
but
only
it's
be
a bit
one.
of it's a rhetorical question. What I'm saying.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is, if it's here to be more, at the moment, what are you doing? What are we here for? Or what are we doing now? And being more than what we are now is what we are here to do, to be, isn't it? So that to me, from hearing that, it just says to me that what I'm getting from it is here to be more means there's more in this life or more to do here than I'm I'm experiencing or that I'm doing.
Or there's
Right?
more. No, are you asking me?
Mm.
Or that there's more of you to experience. There's more of you to encounter. There's
Okay,
more
then
of
yes, I
you
do agree. I
to
mean, at the
express. There's more
moment,
of you to evolve.
okay, yes, I agree with that. If I agree with that, the fact that there's more, because at the moment that's how I feel, but there's more. And how do we go about getting that more or experiencing that more? Is a
You're
question.
asking me a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to be a question for me. It's what it means to you. So it's not meant to be a question for me.
Well, that doesn't America though, but I mean, there's more. So how do we go about experiencing that more? Because that's my desire now. I mean, that's my desire, and I believe at every point in time in our life, we always want more, whether it's physical, spiritual, financial, whatever it is. Our needs, we want more of everything. So life as a whole is always about wanting more of it,
So
of
then,
good things.
have you had a thought of what more itself even means?
Yeah, that's what I asked. That what's the more? You understand? So I broke it down to, okay, spiritually experiencing life as a whole, knowing more, or if it's money, yes, more money. If it's well, fitness, being fit, more, whatever life is about is it shouldn't stop. There is no full stop. There's always more to have, more to experience, more to be.
Okay. So when the passage says that I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly, what comes to your mind?
Yeah, so what comes to mind for me, that passage, what comes to mind with that passage is everything, life is in abundance of joy, because most of the time what affects us is maybe lack of something, lack, whatever lack may be, or not having enough. So if Jesus said, I've come to give you life and give it more abundant, that you might have life and have it more abundantly, is that life is in abundance, all in the mindset. If you understand that, okay, life is in abundance, whatever I'm doing, food is in abundance, because people preach, oh, lack of food, global warming, blah blah blah. There's shortage of this, that is this and that. That's why things are getting expensive. But when you have that mindset that, look, life, everything is in abundance, you don't fear. Sometimes financially, or people work, even the work we do, some fear of lack somewhere. Okay, what if it doesn't work? What if people stop buying my things? I mean, the statement is about our whole life, everything we do. What do you look like?
I'm listening. Why do we I'm listening. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
so yeah, I think abundance is just that peace of mind. That's it. If you have abundant mindset, it's peace of mind. Do you know that, okay, whatever I put my hand to, there's no lack, there's no fear, anywhere. So you give freely, you do what you're doing freely, joyful. At the end of the day, it comes back to you, it comes back to how you feel, your emotions, your state of mind, your state of being, that house. what it's experiencing at every point in time. That sound mind up there. That's what it's about. So even if it's not as you want it to be, but you have that peace of mind. To me, that's what have life and have in abundance. That's what it means for me.
Thank you. I am going to need you at some point to read me some scriptures. So if you want to have your thing close by, that'll be helpful. Okay. Helena, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What do you recall from what we shared the last time or in the last few weeks?
Please, let's go on. I beg you.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Jay, are you there? Oh, you don't feel like talking today?
I don't really feel like talking.
You don't really feel like talking? Okay. All right. You see, you shared this. I know we were talking about this the last time when I did bring in the analogy of life in the womb, life as we have it now, life as it will be once we exit this space. The fusion between the sperm of a man and the ovum of a woman, the eggs, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, yeah. Forming this intelligently pieced together being that we call human, of which we all are. Everything about us, everything about nature itself points to it. And going by the Genesis account as I brought in the last week and the week before, said to man, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, fill up. Everything in there talks about abundance. Core mandate. I said that our mandate is to rise in creativity, excellence, and abundance, and continuously excel in ways which honor the universe in every regard. And there's no hiding from that. All of life demands of us as individuations of the same divine essence to be more and do more. And I have come to a place of accepting that that also lies in our embracing death. Because a seed of grain, or what they call it, a grain of corn, falls to the ground and dies. It abides alone. Your image is gone, I'm not sure if you're still there. It abides alone, but when it falls to the ground, it's able to become plenteous. So I just share that to achieve this, the depth that I believe we should, all of us should be, or should allow ourselves to experience in order to fulfill this mandate of being more, is dying to the limited perception of what we consider to be divine. Our limited perception, our limited understanding of all that we consider to be God. We need to die to it and allow ourselves to express, or as it called, to experience the divine us that we are. I spent 34 weeks dealing with what it means to be human, and I don't intend to go into it in as much details anytime soon, even though every year and everything that we talk about here runs into that one way or the other. I was on a call with someone yesterday, and they made a statement, and I paused and I chipped in. When we talk about the fact that, oh, but I'm only human. When we experience moments of frailty, I'm only human. When we have moments of overwhelming emotions, I'm only human. So each and every time we are having experiences which, in our minds, we tend to think exhibits frailty, exhibits inadequacy, we tend to hear this statement, I'm only human. And I was just trying to tell the sister that you are more than just being human. You're only human in your understanding, you are only human in your psyche, but you are not human in your being and your true essence. You are beyond human. And humanity is not synonymous with frailty. Humanity is divinity. Are you with me? So
Yeah.
use that as the occasion to open us up on that, to begin to see that we are not merely here to breathe, eat, poo, piss, and die. We're here to perfect creation. And if you are in any doubt as to what part you are here to play, open yourself up, get within, and I can tell you there are answers within you. And get in tune with the answers that emerge. And allow yourself the boldness to take divine and inspired action. And the results will follow. I'll say this with all humility. If you've been part of what we're doing here, it will be a waste of time if you don't get awakened to the heaven or the divine in you and about you. It will be an absolute waste of time. Because that is what, for me, all of this I'm doing, it's about. The spiritual state of God's glory within you. If you want to call it kingdom, that's fine. That awakening. Even spending time this way, in fellowship this way, that reality doesn't hit you, it would have been a waste of my time and yours too. Allow yourself. Permit yourself. So this, I believe, ties in perfectly or ties in beautifully with what I intend to introduce for the next or for the coming week. In February, everybody's always talk about the month of love and da. Okay, it's fine. I just think it's proper because everyone is talking about it. So that's why for the last 3 years, every year we take the occasion to also shed light on it and see if we can bring perspectives which are being missed or are being overlooked or are not being emphasized enough to it as well. So that's what I seek to do for the next 3 or 4 weeks. All in a bit to increase the good that we are and live more purposeful and more fulfilled life in every way. Okay. Is anyone able to read 1 John 4? If anyone is in the space to do that for me, that's great. If not, just let me know. The 1 John 4. Anyone?
Yeah, 1 John 4.
So the 1 John 4, if you give me verse 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll jump to somewhere else.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. In fact, just take it from verse 1, it doesn't hurt.
Sorry, I can't It says, beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this, you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming, and now
So
is
we
already.
have taught it in Wi-Fi. We have taught this over and over and over and over and over again, and explain exactly what is happening there. Yeah. Any from what he's saying, any spirit supposedly, let's use spirit, that doesn't admit to God in man is the spirit of the Antichrist. Okay. All right. Carry on.
You are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are of the world.
He who
They
is
are of
in
the
you
world.
is greater than he that is in the world. And that's why I always say that if you've got a company of the divine, you've got the entire universe, supposedly the one who created all the universe, inside of you, everything that created all the universe inside of you. You can't be in lonely company. You've just not been awakened to the great reserve that resides in you. Okay, continue, because that's not my focus. But yeah, I always think to just chip in, just for the
They
benefit
are
of
of the
context.
world. Therefore, they speak as of the world,
Mhm.
and the world hears them. We are of God,
Yeah.
and he who knows God hears us.
Mhm.
He who is not of God does not hear us.
Mhm.
By this we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
Mhm.
Beloved, let us love one another,
Mhm.
for love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. In this
God is love. Now go on.
the love of God was manifested towards us, that
Mhm.
God has sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we
Mhm.
might live through him.
Mhm.
In this is love, not that we love God, but
Mhm.
that he loved us and sent his Son to be the perpetuation of our sins.
So all that means there is the fact that love is divine. It's just pointing us to the source of all love. Okay. Go to 14, 15, 16. Sorry about that.
14, 15, and said, and we have seen and testified that the Father has sent his Son as Savior of the world.
Mhm.
Whosoever confesses that Jesus Christ is Son of God, God
Mhm.
abides in him,
Mhm.
and he in God.
Mhm.
And we have known and believed that the love that God has for us.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. And we have known and believed the love that God has for us. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. Sorry, I
God
don't have
is
my glasses
love.
here.
No, that's all right. And he who abides in God abides in love, and God in him. So when you look at one and you say that you are in love with someone, in other words, what you are saying is what? I am in God with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I'm in God with you. I am seeing God in you. I am experiencing God from you. I am God to you. I am God with you. I am God for you. Jesus tells us, Matthew 5:45, 5:46. I know I'm not going to get you to read it. Yeah, sometimes I do that so that some people will know that we're not just trying to crack things from our head, but we're just saying whatever the text is saying. So, in talking about how we might partake of the nature of the Father, he says to bless those who curse you, do good to those who do you evil, be kind to those who despitefully use you, that you might be children of your Father who causes his rain to rain upon both the right and unrighteous, and causes the sun to shine upon both the right and the unrighteous without bearing any. There's none that is excused, there's none that is exempt from the love divine. But what do we see amongst us as Christians? All our prayers are anti-something. We're always praying to bind one demon or the other, one supposed auntie or uncle. Sometimes we don't even know, and we call any forces that are militating against me, like ignorant prayers and ambiguous prayers of enemies that we don't know, that we have created in our mind and praying against. And that to me sounds like it's actually contrary to what the one whose teachings we claim to follow says. He says that you shall love your enemies and bless those who despitefully use you, dying by fire, Holy Ghost fire. And I just laugh. You see, we say that the devil has come from hell, as in he'll come from hell. The one he lives in fire. So you telling demons to die by fire. What have you really achieved? Ignorance. What have you achieved? The one who is supposedly come from fire or dwells in fire, you wonder how are they going to die by fire?
Please, the fire is Holy Ghost fire.
So how are you going to achieve that? You see, and fairness, I have actually gotten tired of having I don't want to call them arguments, but I mean discussions and teachings on this, because those who will listen will listen. Those who won't listen, regardless how much you scream, they won't hear. Regardless how much we preach Christ, those who want to preach Moses, who want to hear Moses, will still hear Moses. You see, so it's just sad, because if he lives in the fire, what is the point of calling fire on him or calling fire on them? We don't achieve anything. Nothing. So then Paul shows us, this time preaching church, and everyone will quote 1 Corinthians 13 and go on and on and on. And love abides, love, faith, and hope. And the greatest of it is love. It's beautiful and it's true, because faith is our ability to manifest our desires, or faith, what's it called? Hope opens us up to possibilities that may or could be manifested. And then I've come to accept, as I'm growing, that love is the equipment or the tool or the ability, the essence with which we create oneness of life and oneness for all. And that is why Jesus taught. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. At the point that even he knew, he says that at the point that he knew that one was going to betray him, ate with them and washed his feet. Not even one. Often when you talk about betrayal, we only think about Judas. No. Peter also denied him, didn't he? Isn't it? Yeah. So it wasn't just Judas, but he loved them all equally, and he didn't make any distinction. It's like you knowing someone is going to harm you and you give them more ammunition to harm you. What would have happened if you had asked Peter with a knife to just stab Judas and kill Judas so that he doesn't get betrayed? So love, it beckons us to see the positive good in ourselves. It's our affirmation of we seeing the good in ourselves and the good in others. And it does, in fact, increase our capacity to experience more of all things. So hence he says that upon this hung all the law and the prophet. It's like a curtain rod without which the curtain won't hang. Last year when we were treating this, I said something and I will just repeat it. That life is using all of us as units to open portals of love in us. And what love does is, bear in mind, I've already said that when I'm saying love, God is love. So think in that sense, okay? And what love or what God does, it commands us. So Paul says, the love of God compels us. The love that's shed abroad in our hearts compels us. It's already in motion. It's already got a desire. It's already got an intent. And we just become conduits through which it's expressed. And we get invited to participate of this expression, or what was it called, of the being of this essence. But I've identified one thing. Some people do say in certain quarters that love hurts, love is painful, I love someone and they've broken my heart, and all those things that we say with it. To this I humbly supply. The pain, I said this last year and I'll say it again. The pain and the hurt only comes from our limited or our societal interpretations, interpretations of love. It comes with our possessiveness. It comes with our untrained attachment. I was having a chat with Brother Ishmael once, and he said this, and it struck me that even you yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, you don't own them. And yet you hear people say, my wife, my husband, mine this, mine that. When you yourself, you don't even own you. You have not finished owning you. You have not finished owning your emotions. You have not finished owning your desires, and you want to own another human who also have the liberty to also own themselves. And then frustration comes in. You don't possess yourself, but yet you seek to possess another human. I love her. Can I stop anybody else in the world from loving her? Tell me. Can I? I love all of us here.
No, you can't.
Can I stop anybody else in the world from loving any of you here? No, give me an answer. Anyone? Okay, so it's because if you can talk, because it's not always that I will see the comment to kind of replay. He said, no, it's impossible. I can't. So what then makes us think that somebody belongs to me? Is someone you made a choice to share life with. They are not yours. And that is where I believe betrayal comes in, or love gets betrayed. When we get embittered by people we claim to love, or by people who, let me rephrase, when we get embittered by people who open us to love. Because you are love. It's your very being, it's your very essence, your very constitution. But then divine intelligence uses people as keys to open these portals of love in us. So you see another, and then all of a sudden you get a spark in you, something different to how you'd been, gets sparkled. You're just being used to open what has already been there. The love is not coming from them. You already are it. And then you have an experience with another human that opens that portal inside of you. But sadly, when that portal gets open in us, we then attach it to that person, and we think that they have become objects out of whom we will need to draw that feeling which is already us. Then pain begins, suffering, that's regrets, that's bitterness, that's I'll share this in this space. It might be how I say, well, I call it a hard saying, but it's just where I find myself now, and it's just what I believe, what I have come to accept based on what I now know and hold as true and as a reality. Love sets free. So, why then is it that you are with someone, they claim they want to have an experience with someone else, and that, okay, it's over between us, it was good whilst it lasted, I want to move on? Why do we get painful? Why do we get bitter? Why does it turn nasty? Let's talk about this for 5 minutes.
It does get bitter, and all, because in the first place you put all your emotions into it. So when the emotions has not been trained, obviously the person will get bitter, And for all you know, they don't even want they don't want to let go. They still love them. Well, they still have their emotions attached to the person. The only way they can just let go is maybe they also don't they've dealt with their emotions and you know, okay, I want to move on. Then you say, okay, go on then. That's fine. Bye.
Are you talking here or are you talking elsewhere? Because you're moving your mouth, but I'm not hearing anything.
No, I'm okay. I'm just responding to all the actions that is going on, and I'm finding it very funny. Amma is very funny most of the time.
You know, so but why do you think people get embittered because someone who is also free wants to move on?
Ma answered the question. She said attachment, and I think it's just misunderstanding of what love really means, right? So we see love as possessiveness. So it's just me and you and nobody else.
You got muted.
Okay, no, we lost there. If you're not ready to talk, all right, that's fine. Okay, yeah, and rightly so it is, because I will borrow what's it called, Brother Ishmael's phrase when I was with him. He said this, and it kind of sums it up. These were his words exactly. He says that love is betrayed only when we fail to demonstrate the love that we are. See? So, if you are not in a place where you believe that the other is an object to possess, then you only need all you've got. Paul says, own none, except love of which to owe no one anything except love of which to love one another. And what you need to do at that point is enter the love you feel and just bless the next steps of your beloved. Bless them to go enjoy the relationship that they want to enjoy. It sounds difficult, doesn't it?
Hey, sir.
No, are you asking Asa to the it being difficult or to what I said?
In reality, it doesn't happen like that. You and I
I'm
know.
just going to say easier said than done.
So why is it easier said than done? It's easier said than done because what do we think? Oh, just as I have invested emotions. So we think we have made an investment. Think about this, okay? I gave this analogy last year, and I'll give it again. Look at all the benevolence of the air. Look at all the benevolence of the sun to us. Can you imagine the sun waking up one day and say, you know what, today is your time, it's your turn to shine on me? The sun doesn't demand that of us. It doesn't. It just shines. And I have come to a place of understanding that is what love is. It's not doing something or giving a feeling or giving a sensation in response of something. Oh, it's got to be reciprocated. Well, get ready for the shock. The fact that the divine uses someone to open a portal in you doesn't mean that you hold the key to open the portal in them. So someone can ignite and inspire love in you, but it could take someone else or something else to inspire and ignite love or a love in them, and it might not always come your way. That is nature. If that were the case, then you love someone and nobody else in the world can love them until you are done. You are done loving them before another person can love you.
So no room for broken hearts, right?
No, you will feel it. It's okay to feel broken-hearted. You see, Sam, if I may, think about it this way. You started from the foundation of God is love. You see, the experience of a broken-heartedness tells you, it's telling you how attached you've been, and it's okay because you cannot tell me that if, say, my son dies. I think when we talk about love, we only think about a partner, somebody we are in a sexual relationship and all that. But no, if my son dies, I'm going to feel hurt. My goodness, he was attached to me from the beginning. So the attachment is there. We all come with attachment. And that is our nature. The apple fruit is attached to the apple tree until you pluck it and it begins to decay. That is how everything is telling us we have attachment. But if the situation comes where that which you are attached to begins to leave you, it's telling you the extent to which you are attached, you are going to feel an emotion. It may feel a hurtful emotion, but that makes you experience yourself in another way. So you are not only going to experience yourself as, oh, hey. You see, that is why it's all part of the God love. And so love is the surrendering to that feeling of, I'm hurting, I'm loving, I'm going through this. It's true that you would have no choice, but you're going to experience that. But how are you going to react or respond to that feeling of pain? Whatever. That is where the key is. And I think, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I think that is where Sam is trying to say. How are you reacting? That is when you know, so it teaches you, oh, this is where I am now. I never understood it this way, or I'm feeling this way. This feeling is not pleasant. But that is your humanness, or that is your sense of, that is what you have the senses to tell you that you are here, you are alive. You have a feeling. And so all this that happens to somebody thinking that somebody does it to you, or you lost a son, you do this, it's a time for you to experience your being in another way, in a different sense, I would say. See? But it doesn't mean that you are going to cling to the person, and all. That is when our expectations are so dashed and confused and hurting. So we go after trying to say, no, you did this to me, and so A, B, C, D. The reaction, our actions now is being tested, I would say. See? So now, broken heart, you will feel hurt. Are you wood? You are not wood. It's like you say, oh, who is a Buddha? A Buddha is somebody who is sitting there and not doing nothing. No, you are not a stone. You see, you are a being. So you will feel broken hearted. But how are you going to respond to it?
I understand it now.
Yeah. How are you responding to it? It tells you where you are in this moment. That, do I really understand what love is? Does it mean I have to possess the person? Does it mean, oh, this is how far I went. This is how I was so involved with this person. So it's telling you something. In this moment, how am I feeling? Oh, okay. But you cannot attach yourself to that person and say, only you. And it starts from our foundation of this marriage thing where we say, in God, so that do us part. It's not true. It's not true. And that is why we have an institution that makes us already clingy. It's not true. See? So the institution of marriage, it's a societal thing, and we have not been brought up to understand that the fact that somebody loves you and you love the person doesn't mean that you are clinging to the person. No. Or doesn't mean that you possess the person. No. You two came together like you started with moreness. You came so that you can be more of yourself, because nature is naturally more. So you produce children. You engage with each other. You do things together, and there's always more. So you are expressing the being that you are, which is you are more. Okay? Yes. So if die, is the apple tree crying, oh my goodness, I'm dying and I'm losing my fruit and I'm doing this, You see, but as for humans, we always react. And so we take things to this level, and because it's a relationship thing, we tend to want to possess, and then you did this to me, and you can't imagine if. Question is, why is it that like the Muslims, it's normal for people to marry 4 or 5, whatever. There's no bickering, there's no why, because it's become a norm. So nobody's challenging it. But in an institution where they say, no, you stick to only this, you know nowadays it becomes tempting when the love feeling is showing up towards another person, because the institution has told you it's only this one. Now you begin to suppress your emotions. Now you are in check of that emotion. Like some would say, can I control you from loving somebody else? Where did it come from? Who created that feeling? And then somebody says, oh, you are pervert, you are pedophile, you are this, you are that, you are that, you are adulterer. All those words that we use. How did feeling come up? Did you caught feeling? Even if you caught it, is it not natural in you? Did you create that? No. These rules that govern our thinking or our society tells you this is how it's supposed to be. Now it becomes, to me, it's made it more even interesting. People will hide and do it. That's what makes it fun. Because the Muslim world where it's normal for a man to marry 3 or 4, but it's not fun. It's normal. Nobody is checking it. Normal. But you see, in our society where I'm still Christian, where it's being checked, people hide and do it, and then when it's discovered, oh my goodness, look at what he did. Look at what is happening. He left me. He did this. He did this. Why? It's the rules. So like Paul said, I never knew sin until the Lord came in. So please, guys, let's take it back. God is love. Love bears no record of wrong. Love does not discriminate. Love is total surrender, and love is freedom. So then, when you are going through this broken heart or whatever, it's a check on you. This is your school. This is your curriculum. This is your lesson. Oh, I am so attached, and it hurts. Now the person is leaving or is going, and now I'm feeling it. Experience that feeling, and then don't see how it goes with you, rather than instant reaction and talking to everybody. And you can even cry, but it's part of the experience. That is why you have a feeling. So that's how I see it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful submission there. This will lead up to next week. We will talk a little bit about this whole requisite love, unconditional love thing. But I want to end today by saying this. And mostly what I wanted to say, you've thrown a few of them, or was most of them in there, which is great. I've said it multiple times. Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And you did mention love bears no record of sin. When we were doing this series last year, I brought in forgiveness, and we talked about the fact that there's nothing really to forgive. Absolutely nothing. Because love forgives. Love is forgiven before wrong is done. So there's nothing really to forgive in that sense. The key which opened you to the fountain of love within, when you despise it, that is what I call divorce. And you made a point there, Ma, which is a very interesting point, and that in fairness is my definition, or I'll say my definition of adultery. Feeling bad or guilty about the love we feel. Feeling contaminated because of the love we feel is adulterating or diluting the love we are. When it's become an abomination, The fact that you love someone, the fact that you love someone doesn't. You see, listen, I'm just going to say this. Love is abused when we reduce it to romantic and sexual exploitation. It's abused. It goes beyond it. Way beyond it. Abuse of love is to reduce it to romantic and sexual exploitation or exploration. And we have established this in years before, that the moment we begin to strip that off, love becomes easier to understand. It becomes easy for us to wrap our minds, or as we call it, around. The moment we bring it in, the problem begins. The heartbreak begins. The suffering starts. Strip it of it. So that is where the adulteration is. Seeing humans as objects to possess, as objects to draw pleasure out of. So now, what do you call it? This person that I own, it feels like they don't want to be owned any longer. I made this post a few years ago. I made it again a few weeks ago. You call yourself lovebirds. Why do you get upset when one wants to fly away? You see, you are birds. You can't fly anymore. If I'm flying, I have to fly with you. You know. So anyway, and okay, I'm loving this person and they are not loving me back the same way. There's my love language. They are not speaking my love language, creating psychological confusion all over the place. It's psychology, isn't it? Confusion all over the place. So I've told myself that, I feel love when someone kisses me, and this person doesn't enjoy kissing, so they don't love me because they're unable to kiss me the way that makes me feel loved. Is that fair? No, genuinely, it's not. We are one, but we are made different. To even begin to be in the place where you're seeing, I'm loving this person and they are not loving me back, that in itself is manipulation. It is manipulation. It's like barter trade, isn't it? Just be the love that you are. And the other person also focus on being the love that they are. There will be none occasion for one to feel deprived. But it's because they press my button in this way. So I have also got to press their button in that way. What's called reciprocity. But nature is not always like that. Just make it a point to make the source of love our focus rather than the object of love. And whenever we come across people who ignite or who opens portals of love in us, we should see them as expressions of God, not mere creations for us to draw pleasure out of. The universe or God or divine intelligence, whatever you want to call it, or source, can use one person to open a love frequency, love frequency in you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are the key to open theirs. It doesn't mean that. If that were to be the case, I will say it again, then you could only love one person and that's it. But that isn't the case. I'm done for now. Until next week. Has anyone got any questions? Or anything to add to it? Ama, your fingers are moving. Have you got anything to say? I'm not hearing you if you're talking. I can't hear you.
No, I haven't. I don't know. I think I was just touching the screen.
Okay, Helena, you're saying something.
Yeah. After getting involved in this discussion, what I see is that probably all this while we haven't gotten the real understanding of this concept of love. Personally, I thank you for what I've learned today.
Oh, she gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
dear.
think her line's gone.
The network. Okay, no, she's back. She's back. Yeah, Ra, we lost you for a bit. Just continue.
I was saying that I've been awakened today. I've realized that all this while I've not had the real understanding of love. Today, in fact, Sister Marie, thank you. She also awakened me. So I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I
Thank
want you
you.
to make this your call. I love you. I love you. I love you. Whatever has brought us together is for a higher and nobler cause. And it's coming into its fullest expression now. I appreciate you for showing up in my life. Go seeing the God expression in every human. And let love have its free flow in you at all times. I pray that by the time we are through with these sessions, you will come higher and come up in your appreciation of love, which is God. Shalom and life to us. Have a lovely week. Impact Dawn is on tomorrow morning. Plug in and let's grow together. I love you. I'm SOD and I fully endorse this message. Bye-bye.
Bye.